Hi everyone. We're gonna have a little esoteric afternoon here. Uh, Everybody's aware of this book here. It's a Bible. There's many different versions of it. I think this one's a living Bible. I'm not sure, but long ago, I believe in 364 A.D., the Council of Laodicea. I think a group of 12 elders sat together and decided which book should stay in and which one should come out, and so they put together what we have now, what the Christians and Catholics observe, most of them, is 66 books, give or take. Some of the books they took out still stood the test of time, and they're still around, so that you could check them out. Here's some. They're called Apocrypha texts, because they're not regarded as true doctrines from God. Even though they might have a whole bunch of things that tie into that, whoever put this together decided that some books weren't necessary for the masses. But these books didn't disappear. And one of those books that was in this Apocrypha text is the Book of Enoch. In the Book of Enoch, Enoch appears in the Bible in two places. In the beginning, it says that Enoch walked with God, and he was not, for God took him. That means he disappeared. Everybody else lived to be 900, except this gentleman lived to be 365, which is a solar year. And then he disappeared. And then nobody questions it. And then at the end of the Bible, he shows up again in Jude. And he says, "Behold, the Lord cometh with 10,000 of his saints to, do justice upon all the ungodly for all their ungodly deeds," blah, blah, blah. So he shows up in the beginning, and he shows up right before Revelation in Jude. So that's what led me to question, who is this character? And I find out that back in the Dead Sea Scrolls, they found his texts, and I'm sure the church has these texts in their basement. I'm positive of it. So they found these in the Dead Sea Scrolls in the 70s, I believe, and there's a lot of interesting information in this Enoch guy. But here's just the Book of Enoch, the first one. He had 3 books, and in Enoch Book 3, I couldn't, it's a very hard book to get a hold of, so I just printed it out. But if you read Enoch Book 3, he talks about, right in the beginning of it, how Enoch was translated into the archangel Metatron when he was in heaven. And Metatron is like, he's right up there with your Jesus character, sitting by God at his throne, this Metatron guy. He became very important, apparently. Then it led me into Metatron's cube. This is the box within the box. This is our cube, our reality. Because in Metatron's cube is where you come up with the 5 platonic solids. And the 5 platonic solids are what make up everything here in this 3-dimensional universe. It fits into one of these little patterns. Earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. That's all of them. That would be your earth, air, fire, water. This is your elements that are here on this earth. Then, what led me to this Enoch character, and these platonic solids and all this, was these numbers and these number patterns. 9 all the way up to 1. And these number patterns I got by multiplying the number 9, or the numbers 9 times over on themselves. And what led me to those things was reading this guy, the Emerald Tablets of Thoth. This was an Egyptian deity who was the god of wisdom and magic. Now, the interesting about Thoth is that, okay, let's go back a second. Enoch. When you do numerology on Enoch, it's a 9. I've said in previous videos that the 9 is above all. In this book, Enoch says that we're his children. So that's interesting, that he's to look over us. I think when he was translated and he was not, for God took him, I think he put him over top this planet to watch over this human. This is his creation to look after. Possibly. We'll get into that a little bit. But anyways, the Metatron's cube. Enoch was a 9. Remember that. The 9, according to the Emerald Tablets, is the Father. Vast he of countenance, forming and changing form out of the formless. Because that is thought. That's Thoth. Thoth, Thoth, is an 8 in numerology. And an 8 is he who orders the progress, weighs and balances the journey of men. So he's directing all of this Enoch character, and this Thoth guy, this thought, because everything starts with a thought. Everything, even this video I'm making right now, started with a thought. These guys knew all about, if you look in this little Merkaba up here, the 2 tetrahedrons, has the flower of life pattern in it. The flower of life is in everything, and whenever you get the concept of this pattern right here, you'll find out that Metatron's cube, all your platonic solids, everything fits within this. Every symbol you see, the Vesica Pisces, the Odin trident, or the whatever, the 3-prong Odin symbol. Yeah, all these symbols, they're all in here. All of them. Every single symbol you see with your physical eyes. Everything in 3-dimensional reality, all the way down to your DNA, looks like this. And that was known by these guys. This thought guy, this Thoth guy. And Thoth was back in the Egyptian times. And the Egyptian pyramids, we still can't understand those, but some people seem to understand that they're all about sound and frequency and vibration, because that is what makes everything a reality here and holds it all together, is the energy flow, which would be the thought, and then it materializes into this 3-dimensional world by means of the platonic solids are formed from thought. This would be forming and changing form out of the formless. It all starts in the air. In the air, it's really funny, is the bird. The bird is the king of the air, like the eagle. You know, the United States has the eagle. And something that's crazy is that in the air is where this guy right here, this is what Thoth was represented as in Egypt, was an ibis. An ibis was a bird. The bird is the word. The word is from the beginning. In the beginning, it all starts with a thought. A Thoth, a thought. It all starts there. And in the ancient Americas, Thoth was known as Quetzalcoatl to the Mayans, and he was known as Viracocha to the Aztecs, and he had all kinds of names. The same character, thought. To those guys, it was Enoch. Yeah. And it's all has to tie into, and it all has to do everything. And the reason into these guys, to the Egyptians, he was known as the feathered serpent, okay? Now, if you look at your medical staff, your people in the medical industry, you'll see that they have the rod with a snake going up it with an eagle on the top of it. That's representing the feathered serpent. That's knowledge and wisdom and understanding of this realm. That's what that's representing. He was known as the feathered serpent. And they worship the feathered serpent because it's the above knowledge and the below knowledge. The feathered is the eagle, and he's in charge of the top. The snake is in charge of the bottom. You know, be as wise as serpents, but as gentle as doves. Because the doves roll. Because they're in the air. They see from above. They see everything that happens down below. Yeah. So anyways, but all that feathered serpent and the caduceus, the snake going up the pole, is this, which is your energy centers and your serpent energy of your body. And this would get into the great arcanum, which is conquering the 7-headed dragon. This would be the 7 lusts of the spirit, or the 7 lusts of the body, or the climbing Jacob's ladder with 7 steps. These are the 7 steps that you have to climb to reach heaven, right up here. And this is the mission that everybody has to be on. And the only way you're going to get it is through knowledge. That's it. And if you see here, I showed you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I showed you 8 books. It took me 8 books to come to this little conclusion, but it took me a lot more than that. A lot more to come to the knowledge of things. But you can give these entities any names you want. But there is an entity that is behind all this, and lots of people give them different names. But once you understand that it's all about energy and the flow of it, you can master your own. And that's what you need to do. Alright. That was a good show. Alright, you guys have a great day. I'll talk to you guys again. Have a great one.